of Five Rivers, February the 10th, 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order, 6 p.m. I'd like to mention that this meeting is being recorded and that we do have a consent agenda on the agenda this for the first time. And after we get to that part, motioning for the agenda, if you would prefer to have something removed, we can remove it and put it in the regular agenda. Okay, so attendance is taken. Approval of the agenda of the regular meeting on February 10, 2026. Motion 021026.01. Be it resolved that council approves the agenda as submitted by the clerk for its regular meeting on February the 10th, 2026.
I'll second.
Katie. I would like to add at 12B under business of the resident from the minutes, the climate cohort training through UMNB and SCM is for an update. So that's at 12B, yes.
Well, B, and what is it?
Climate cohort training through UMNB and SCM.
And there was some more that came through this afternoon, but I don't know if it matters.
Elaine has her hand raised. Oh, hi, Elaine.
Hi. So, okay. Am I on speak? I'm on speaker? Okay. Okay, I just want to let everyone know that I am going to excuse myself from the meeting around 7 p.m. So
Okay.
just to be aware. And okay, and just on that, on the agenda, with the consent agenda on there, we only did like the second reading, but now I see we have a new number for the bylaw and we're doing first and second. So shouldn't that consent agenda be after?
No, we did pass the proceedings of council, so that's all, so we are going by that, but we're
Okay.
going to be making a amendment to it.
An
Yes, that's
amendment.
why we have to do 3 more readings, and that will to do with the consent agenda definition.
Just the
Perfect.
Just,
Thank you.
yeah. And there was one other thing too that we will change, and that's the repeal of the update, the numbers in the, yes, Karen?
Under number 9 in the agenda, committee reports.
Yeah.
There's minutes from the January 21st policy and bylaw committee that are not included.
Okay.
21st.
I think that's because we haven't had that bylaw meeting to approve, like to go over it from the bylaw committee first, which is usually how we do it.
Isn't it?
The committee has to approve
Okay.
the minutes.
Okay,
I
thank
think
you.
that's why I can.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks, Stephanie.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
will include them in the March
Next meeting. Yeah.
next meeting. Okay. So the consent agenda, again, I'll remind you that in that, if there's anything listed there that you think that you want to ask questions about, we need to remove
No.
that item now, yes, and put it in the regular agenda. Okay,
Okay, just another question.
yes,
then.
Elaine.
Sorry. But okay, so in our last in the minutes here, it's saying that we did the second reading. Right? Approved the second in the minutes, but maybe that's an error.
That's for version 3. Version 2 was passed with 3 readings, and version 2 had consent agenda in it. This year, we're on our 3rd term with the proceeding. We passed it, version 1, then we passed version 2 in full with 3 readings with a consent agenda, and then we're on version 3 now, which had the
Okay.
readings, which had
Okay,
the first
so
and second of version 3, and the third.
Yeah,
proceeding.
Okay, so second reading of that other one, it's out. Right. Okay.
Okay, Karen, oh, okay,
11A, the
yes,
ratification of the tractor and accessories purchase.
yes,
Can we pull that because I'd like some information on
certainly.
financing?
Yeah, so we'll put that in the regular agenda under,
Can I point of order? The reason I put that in is there's nothing really to be discussed or passed per se. It is simply to acknowledge that instead of being 160, which was passed, it was 166, which we paid, distance all we made, money already committed. So doing that strictly to inform council of that.
I think the fact that we're talking about it needs to come up, so she can ask that question. So,
I asked the question, but I explained why it's in there, not in a regular motion. Is that's what you can ratify decisions that if there's any, thing that changes or altered.
but if there's a question about something that's in the consent agenda that we want, that she wants to talk about, we need to take it out. So we'll put it in the regular agenda. Under business arising from the minutes, so we'll do a C,
Well, Steve,
12C,
Well, see,
yeah,
will become,
will be the Kubota tractor. Okay, any other points on the agenda? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those against nay. Motion carried. Any disclosure of the conflict of interest? There are no presentations under 5. Number 6, approval of the minutes. Approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on January the 13th, 2026. Motions 021026.02. Be it resolved that council approves the minutes as submitted by the clerk for its regular meeting on January the 13th, 2026.
anybody and anybody,
Katie,
all in all. All in all.
Mike, questions or comments on the minutes on January the 13th? You good, Elaine?
Yep, all good.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
Those against nay. Under correspondence, we have the Kent Regional Service Commission December waste report. B, the Kent Regional Service Commission January building and planning permit report. The C, MBSPCA report, October 2025 to January 2026. D, the Horizon Health report to our communities. E, municipal grant recipient a thank you card. And F, GMB innovative to update the municipal financial report manual. Is it? Any questions or comments on the correspondence? Moving on, Mayor, any monthly reports? And my report is in the package. And I just wanted to do a little update. For the Five Rivers Rural Plan Advisory Committee, we're continuing to work on the rural plan. When it is complete, it will come to council for permission to go to public sessions, and then we will bring it to the public for public sessions for them to comment on. Then it will come back to council for approval, and then we send it to the Kent Regional Service Commission because they have to ratify it before it goes to the minister.
Then it goes to the minister.
Then, yeah.
Approved.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
tomorrow.
No, but just to make sure everybody's clear on the process. DTI, we have not received a response from Minister Chasson yet on the Fords Mills Bridge, or I asked about the study at the corner here, 116 and 134. So I contacted Benoit a couple weeks ago, and then I called him again Monday. And I brought to his attention, he said it's supposed to be 2 years, the concern was it's gonna be 3 years. If you go on a GIS map and you click on the little bridge dot, if there's 2 pages there, one says 2026 to 2027, and the other page, if you click on it, it says 2027 to 28. So if they started in 2026, and if they ended at the end of 2028, that's like 3 years. It could be 3 years.
How often do things actually run exactly to plan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ever.
Right.
that bridge cannot be up that long.
No, and I made it very clear that, that's a public safety issue. I made it clear to Benoit, and I said the bridge on Route 126 was done in 1 year, 1 season. And I said, I know it can be done, and this has to be expedited as well. And, I did make it a point to say that as a council, we sent a letter to Minister Chason, and we have not received a response yet. So I'm not happy about that.
I think we should send a letter, well, we spoke to him, but it should go in writing to Benoit Book and Mr. Hastley too. And even to the period, this is critical that it's done because ambulance and fire trucks.
Yeah.
The route going around,
Bus,
Yeah,
school buses.
school buses.
yeah, it's a concern. It's a huge concern.
Okay, well, I hope someone starts listening because
But he's gonna get back to me. He's gonna get to the minister and get back to me. So, and I'm hoping to receive a response from the minister.
Mhm.
The other thing I just wanted to mention was the year in review that council passed at our last meeting, the 2025 year in review. It's been put up on Facebook and it's been put on our website. And every year I always do a summary of the year in review and a mail out, and that's going to be coming shortly as well. So the year in review, there's too much information on to send the whole thing. So like I said, every year I've just done a little whatever. Okay, and that's all I have.
no, I think that's very nice that you did that.
Thank you. Okay, Deputy Mayor Karen Campbell.
We did a lot of zooming in January. January 7th, UMNB Member Services Committee meeting by Zoom. Directly after that, same day, Policy and Bylaw Committee meeting, Zoom. January 8th, for our Planning Committee, Zoom. January 13th, regular council meeting. January 14th, UMNB Public Safety Committee meeting, Zoom. January 15th, Rural Planning Committee, Zoom. January 21st, Policy and Bylaw Committee meeting. And then January 22nd, UMNB Infrastructure Committee meeting, Zoom. And just for a quick update after hearing what the mayor just said, tomorrow is the next Public Safety Committee meeting. And I know for a fact next week we have an Infrastructure Committee meeting. And at the top of the list is a face-to-face meeting with the Assistant Deputy of TTI.
Good. This is with UMNB.
Yes,
Mhm. Good.
it's through the Infrastructure Committee meeting, and this is top of the line for public safety also.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks. Councilor Billy Flanagan.
Okay, our report starts on January 13th at a regular council meeting. On the 14th, I chaired a meeting here at the village boardroom with the small town players in the Rishabuttu River Historical Society. Together, we planned a family concert for Frosty Fest. And it's on Valentine's Day. This coming Saturday, and it's going to be held at St. Andrew's United Church on the 20th. The 20th, January, worked with a group writing skits for the concert. And the 28th, we chaired another meeting. We had everyone in, and it's just we have like kind of this. With the village, they're going to be bringing the sound system from here to the church Thursday afternoon. Friday will be our dress rehearsal. And we have at least 25 ladies baking, so we'll have a bake sale. And we're giving all money that we raise at this evening to nonprofit organizations or benefit groups. The benefit.
Excellent.
Thank you. And I have tickets for sale, but I've got over 100 sold. But there's a lot of things going on that night. First time that we've ever held Frosty Fest on Valentine's.
Yeah.
So,
100 is good.
no, 150 or 60 is better.
Yeah,
But I still got to the end of the week.
good for you.
Billy's going for 2.
Okay.
Well, but I've worked every day selling tickets, putting up posters on the weekend. They're from here to Bactouche, getting it on Facebook, telling people. There's stuff going on at Greenwood Lodge, the
That's
Legion.
canceled
I seen that canceled.
It's canceled.
Yes.
due to lack of interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, honest to God, they said due to lack of interest. So I thought, the first thing I thought of, everybody's going to see Billy.
And the play, I'm getting married and it's called Why Not Marry Me?
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
And no, well,
Please don't use permanent makeup.
let's just say,
Yeah, let's just say.
the costumes.
Wait, we have to move on.
Okay,
So, okay, Counselor Katie Roberts,
Just an elevator use.
Counselor Mike Robertson,
All regular meetings of council.
and Counselor Elaine Warren.
January 13th, yes, I attended the regular council meeting in Chambers. January the 21st, 10:30, I attended the bylaw and policy committee meeting. January the 30th, 31st, and February the 1st, at various times I attended or I was into the Rexton Sports and Recreation Center to observe the mixed curling bonspiel. And it was a great turnout for
Yes.
I think they had 20 teams and there was good vibes there. It was a nice event. And February the 4th, I attended our Rexton Area Healthcare Foundation meeting and Dr. Suzanne Dupuy Blanchard, the developer, she's credited with developing the nursing homes without walls. I think I'd mentioned that in the last meeting. She developed that program. So she spoke to us on that. So it's really interesting and hoping we can, it has to be a committee with that, and you got to team up with the nursing home, but hopefully under our age-friendly committee, we can be linked to that too.
Yeah,
So good info.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, under 9, we have the committee reports, the minutes of the Rural Planning Committee of October 16th, November 6th, November 18th, November 26th, December 16th, and January the 8th. And as I said, the minutes to the bylaw and policy meeting will be on in March at our next meeting,
But January 7th is there, correct?
January 7th. Okay, staff reports. Oh, yes,
Could I,
Elaine.
a question on that, please?
Sure.
So in one of the, and I didn't mark which one, but in one of the minutes there, I noticed that the land acknowledgement statement, like, because we were trying to come up with one for us, right? But I see in there, one was accepted that you,
Well, it was a recommendation from the advisory committee. But we decided not to move forward on it. We need more information at this time, and there's not a lot of time to
right,
do that.
but that's not going to be included then even in the rural plan.
No,
No,
Okay, because in there it says that one was accepted for that committee.
accepted by the committee, yeah, and recommended to council, but that's as far as we've gotten so far, so.
I think we talked
Okay.
about chatting with someone in LC.
I know, like, we hadn't decided on anything.
Staff
Okay.
is trying to make contact, yeah, but, we should also, seek legal advice on it as well, because it could have implications to
Yeah.
our,
yep.
rural plan,
Right,
So-
that's what
We're acknowledging we don't own the land.
so.
okay.
A little bit of a,
Yeah.
So it's not in
not
the
moving
rural plan
forward.
either. Perfect,
No.
No.
thank you.
Should we find out more information later on? It could be, it's not to say it won't be, but, at this point, we're not moving forward with it, so.
Found there's a big difference between saying something verbally versus writing it down.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
We have to be very responsible. Okay, moving on to 10, staff and department reports.
Can I ask some quick questions
Sure.
on this CAO report?
Mhm.
Number 12.
Okay.
The signs, so we didn't buy those highway signs with installation included.
We did not, because there are posts there already, of course, and
Okay.
three signs, and the sign we ordered ended up being larger than the posts will accommodate. So,
Everything has to be taken out then.
probably grafted onto, more like,
Okay,
not taken out, but just added to, so, we're.
better reinforcement.
They had offered, the company we ordered signs from had offered installation service including the posts, so we were following up with them as they do that. But we wouldn't be able to do anything with that until the spring does weather, so, we're holding back on that.
Is it possible to get a date from them?
Yes, we haven't. I assume we could, it'd be April, May.
Depends how fast spring comes.
What's that?
It would depend how fast spring comes, if you gotta drill holes and stuff.
Yeah,
It would be nice to be put on a list, though.
Yeah, the sooner we're on the list, the
Yeah.
quicker, like they'll say as soon as thaw,
Yeah.
instead of like whatever.
Mhm.
Okay, number 7.
Elaine has her hand.
Oh.
Sorry.
right, yeah.
Go ahead. I didn't know, I thought you were finished, Karen, sorry.
Okay, Karen.
Number 7, the contact with the Glen Group, an engineering firm specializes in designing and implementing special infrastructure projects. Okay, wonderful. How much is it?
Oh, so this is exploratory at this point. Do you mean for the consultation or for the actual project?
Both.
So, we haven't got a proposal yet.
Okay.
Daniel Glenn, he was going to an island, I forget which one, but he was gonna be away for a couple of months. He said when he returned, which should be this month, later this month, he would give us a proposal, which we should have in time for a March meeting.
Okay,
What it typically costs in the ballpark for the engagement is around 15, I believe. So, for that, and then.
But that wouldn't be budgeted.
It would not be, that's correct. That is not been, now we do have budget for tourism and development, some of those things, out of which that could be drawn, but it was not specifically earmarked or prepared for. So this is net new or something that wasn't anticipated through the budgeting process, so.
so
But
15,000.
yeah,
But we haven't signed on anything.
no,
So
we're
get the
just to make you
proposal.
aware that we'll get a proposal. And
Yeah.
there's no cost for getting the proposal
Okay,
and no commitment.
okay. I'll be a minute either. Number 8.
Yeah,
Regarding the accounting clerk position, the more I think about this, the more I'm reminded of, and maybe somebody else here will remember, did we not at one time request a CFO, Chief Financial Officer? Somebody
It's
that
in our
oversees-
strategic
It is?
plan. Yeah.
So is this person gonna be that, or just a clerk?
an receptionist, no.
It would be a clerk.
Okay,
And a receptionist, they're a combination of receptionists.
so who would Natalie be the quote unquote CFO person in her strategic plan?
So a couple things. You would find even among larger cities, but there are very few people that have a CFO. In fact, all the towns I can race through and think of in my head, none have that as a designated title. Till you get, I mean, I don't know how far below Moncton, St. John, and Fredericton you'd have. I think very fine. I don't think Miramichi, et cetera. Be highly unusual. 2, I'm the treasurer, we have an assistant treasurer, and we'd have a clerk. We have 3 people looking at financial area. That's in a staff with about 10. That's a lot in that area. And it should be Oh,
Oh, can you put it?
yeah,
Oh, I just want to get you to.
Yeah.
Hands on.
You're funny.
so,
You go, Tiffany.
yeah.
So does that mean we need to change our strategic plan?
Well, the strategic plan will almost certainly be updated with new council. That'd be one of the standard things you would always do with new council is refresh. Refresh the strategic plan. And, that could be part of that, of course.
So,
Not.
we're,
I was scrolling on social media and I came upon the council meeting for St. Andrews. And they created a committee with counselors and with the CAO to hire a CFO. And
Really?
they are in the process of
St. Andrews.
St. Andrews, yeah, a CFO to oversee their operations. And it's not to say we couldn't do that either. I still contend that I would prefer to see a financial specialist over another clerk, HR, accounting clerk.
well, I'm worried, but I'd like to have somebody in a position. I thought our plan was to have somebody in a position that would be going after the grants and be going after all those things. And they'd be the, yeah, I guess the word's financial specialist as opposed to just a clerk.
So there's a few things, I mean, this may warrant something, it may warrant a fuller discussion in the committee of the whole in a couple of weeks. I would say this and try it in a nutshell. You need two people who can do the data entry, your payroll, in order just to keep the gears moving of government and to get your payables paid, your receivables received, and your payroll done. You need two people to be able to do that because the person you have who misses 3 to 4 or 5 weeks a year, vacation, illness, and you don't have a second person doing that, you have a big challenge. And you would find very few, if any, municipalities who don't have two people capable of doing that work. On the high level, what you essentially do is you're doing capital planning and you're doing budgeting. It's financial. Last year, we projected we'd have a surplus coming in last year. We almost were on the number within 10% of what we actually realized. And when you come to capital planning and asset management, there are not a lot, I shouldn't say. If you go and you look at polls, there are also a number of places that are looking at hiring asset management. So people who work on that, and if you see the presentation later, you can kind of grasp why that would be. I won't bother, I'm pretty confident in sort of how I've laid that out. I don't think, given the number of resources and the actual scope of what we have to do, that would be the best. But that said, what we have added in there is a net new potential role to what we budgeted that could participate in some of those areas you mentioned, that is of great value, both grants, procurement, and capital planning and asset management,
So
those areas, and adding value in those
The
areas.
new position that's, I assume, been started, was that budgeted?
So it hasn't been started. We're talking, we've only contemplated a temporary short, like a 3-month stint, of which 5 to 10 hours. And the reason I thought it was acceptable to go there is that on a temporary basis is that it is less than what we would have paid Emily, whose position is vacant and will be vacant for a time. So from an overall budgeting standpoint, that resource will cost far less than it would had our staff remained the same as it was on December 31st. So our overall staffing cost is maybe well below, even with contemplation of that.
But once Emily's role is, because you had said here, the administration will ask council to approve this role as a permanent part-time position, but once Emily's role's filled, this is unbudgeted.
Correct.
Okay. But you'll come to council to have it approved. Okay.
Yeah, no, very much, yeah.
Okay, so she'll be doing EMO planning, asset management, and capital planning and procurement.
Yeah.
And
And
do you think we should have a job description for her before?
I agree.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay,
To bring to council.
yeah,
We have.
okay. And the third,
Just on that point though, the last work chart you saw, I did not have that in.
Yeah.
The current one I have in draft does.
Okay.
So this is not Emily's job, she's
no,
doing.
no, It's a whole new one.
Except that there's a development aspect which probably comes out of the communications role. And into
So
that.
all the stuff Emily's doing, who will be doing that?
A new person,
A new person, yeah.
except for
I assume when will we hire them? Because she'll,
So on the staffing, what we've done, we posted all three positions, the two approved through last year's budget and the replacement for the existing, we closed on the February 20th. And we've been receiving applications. So assuming it's 1 to 2 weeks for interview and 1 to 2 weeks after, 2 weeks notice after that, you're still, probably 6 weeks out from having people.
but we've had applications.
Oh, many, lots. Yeah, very good, really strong response.
So the third public works position,
Yes.
is that part-time or full-time? And I don't, did we budget? Because
It was expressly pointed in the budget.
okay,
It was in
because we
staffing
didn't get a breakdown on staffing, that's the only reason, and I didn't want to
Yeah.
see it because it's better to just, but I just wanted clarification now that it was budgeted.
It was,
Over
and not to say, there was a breakdown in the Excel sheet that went out, and there was also mentioned staffing plan, what it was.
Full-time or part-time?
Full.
Okay,
I have a question with that position about cleaning. Because I think we have hired somebody separate cleaner.
Temporarily, yeah.
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 So concerns that public works person doing the cleaning might get left by the wayside.
That's sort of a standard challenge. I mean, there's a cleaner, for example, the County Imperial North Center, someone in janitor who looks after the place. This is standard position in a lot of municipalities and a lot of facilities. So it's just a matter of prioritizing it. It's, you can have the very same problem, whether that person is full-time or a contract. You can either make it a priority or not make it a
But we
priority.
did budget for both of them. The money's in the budget for the cleaning person and for the public works person right now.
Yeah, it's sort of an overlap is that what we're planning to be shutting off the contract when the full-time comes online. So it's contracted, or rather it's until we have a full-time person, then it's contract. Just like we have the cleaners here in the office.
what is the end date for those contracts?
The end date, there isn't, for the municipal office, we've notified. And we said that when we're aware of the law cleaning, they're going to continue to provide service. So it gives us flexibility.
They are going to here,
They are just still here because,
but they won't be once the
right,
public
yeah, and
works.
once we have that, we'll notify them, give them a month's notice, yeah.
Okay,
And we notified them before Christmas of that, when the budget came out.
So the option, so because it's still in the budget, if it does work out that the job just isn't getting done, the cleaning, the level of service of cleaning isn't getting done, we could hire somebody to do that.
holy smokes.
Because the money would still be there.
Well, there wasn't, to be clear, there wasn't budget to do both simultaneously. There was a contract for a period of time and then transition to the other. So, but you could do that, but you would certainly intend not to. That would be the point of hiring the person who's going to make sure that the standard was good.
And that will be told to you that the new labor person has to do janitorial work too.
They'll be aware of that
Yeah,
when they're hired.
yes.
It's in their job.
Oh, it's in the ad.
Yeah,
So, you know, they have to do that.
yeah.
In the scrubbing.
So moving on, number 9, just for an update for anybody here that's not aware, I know Katie knows. The old rink in Clareville is being used this season as the new rink will not be completed due to well issues. There's no boards up, there's no lighting until later this year. So the guy who bought it was gracious enough to allow the community to use the old one for the season at no charge.
Very nice.
So it's still there. We're not at the new location yet, so. And number 10, this, I have to read back what it was. I thought
Why is
this,
this taking so long?
yeah, that's my question.
You
I
just-
thought it was gonna be done by the end of 2025.
Yeah,
Do we know what the delay is?
yeah.
No, not specifically, other than that they made a request And for reasons particular to that business to not, he had said February, so this is the month.
Any chance we're gonna have this done before the election?
Well,
Yes,
yes,
I think there's a chance for it.
See, I think there's a chance. There's a chance. Okay,
no, but this should be done.
Yeah.
yeah,
This
it's
has
gotta
been
be
worked on.
appropriate, yeah.
If you want it, buy it. If you don't,
Can
we
we,
can sell it to someone else.
can we
And then
put
we need to
in
tell them-
future purchase and sale or any of that, can we put in like a reasonable,
A date.
Yes,
A date.
So there should be a deposit and a date.
yeah,
yes.
because, you know, this is.
Ridiculous.
No, you're, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that there should be a deposit and a date.
Yeah. Okay, so number 11, is Shoreway aware of the shortfall they're gonna get on that?
Yes.
funding?
How did they take that?
Um,
How did they take that, really?
It's not a shortfall in the funding, so that may not be the
Yeah,
exact, it's simply that
but-
we're applying to get less overall funding, which means that we're de-scoping or simplifying what it is we're building. So things like we don't install sidewalk on that road. When we did the 1.8, we did like curb sidewalk, full pavement, the whole nine, if you will, and we chose the de-scope and to get it down.
That's because of, he's
he's
only.
not building as many this
He's not
year.
building.
No, actually, they are building as many. They still plan over maybe a little longer period of time, but their scope is still the same. But there's kind of two projects that we would want to apply for RDC funding or CHIP funding for. And one of them generally for lagoon work. And the concern raised by the RDC was that if we had too strong an ask on this one, it would threaten or take away or jeopardize our ability or to apply for fundings that we've been. So we de-scope there'd be more room available for funding that we're getting.
Okay,
That's not a guarantee. They just be clear, there's been nothing close to them promising a specific amount for either, although the short is tentatively approved by the province, has to be done by the federal, but then we de-scope, but there's been no promise made that we'll get. I've already shared that it's a $4.5 million estimate from CBCL and all those things, so we don't know right now what we'll end up getting. But they said it would probably be advisable to do that, so we did.
okay.
Is there a closing date on the property sale for the South Lot? Like, is this gonna drag out like it did with Randy?
So a couple of things, we had switched legal counsel before Christmas, and we also had person working on it, and so we just got the developer's template, we still have the PSA to come, and we were holding off on sending that to either one until they had that. I've talked to both parties, actually, one even today, on the, what is the South Lot, not the manual. So we're starting the process with them and going through the developer's agreement, the purchase and sale. So the developer's agreement has things like the buyback, clauses against resale, tax against resale, if it is resold, and having some sort of ability to either, I'll say reject the resale and or do things like make sure that we don't pay legal fees for transaction twice on the original sale and any kind of subsequent one, et cetera. And we've also gotten some extra text from, there's some extra comments coming through legal counsel that we have in there now, so.
You don't think they're gonna drag their feet?
Oh, I don't know that. Look, there's always that, look.
Because they want to
I don't want to comment too broadly on specific cases in council, but people respond and have timetables that in development, they are always ever shifting and their priorities and where that lines up. If they have
I'm
some
just
opportunity in another town, then
building time is coming up pretty quick, and I'm assuming they'd want to get to it.
yes, you're right, because there's we all in Canada, there's a season for building that starts actually pretty soon.
Yeah.
And in order to hit that window, you really have to have your ducks lined up before that, so yeah.
Everyone's busy.
So
Yes.
number 13, which is the North Lot. So I'm assuming Pivot Housing is the developer.
We had a number,
That was a numbered
a
company,
numbered company. There was no name Pivot.
and now it's Pivot Housing. In the previous CAO report, it was a
No, it
numbered
was-
company
yeah.
buying it.
Yeah.
And now it says Pivot Housing a developer's agreement and a purchase and sale agreement
Yeah.
for the North
They
Lot.
are one and the same. They are one and the same. So it's actually reference one by the number on the front. Typically, a lot of companies in their contracts will just put in their business number and their name, and they, like on that.
Yeah.
Offer, they didn't offer their name, but when on email, when you see them, that's the name you see in the email, so.
So it is actually Pivot Housing we're selling to.
It's the developer, yes.
Yes, the developer,
That's correct.
but they're not the one purchasing it.
They're one and the
Okay.
same.
It's not the numbered company.
They equal, that's,
That is
every
the,
company, that's their number. Right, so their legal entity, most, without naming other like
Yeah, I
lots
know.
of companies
I know.
have a number and then they have their name they use in like their website, their regular.
Because I think we were concerned about who might be underlying.
Right,
that
and there
number
isn't
company.
any, there's no relationship
No
there.
conflict of interest.
Okay,
and, so they plan to develop the property themselves.
yeah,
They're
Yes,
not selling it to somebody else or,
absolutely not.
So
so,
they can't, they have to give it back to us first, right?
That's right.
That's the agreement.
yeah,
That's what the developers agreement was passed by, yeah.
so number 19 is the CN. How much did you request for that incident? And have you reached out to them again, even though they haven't?
We have, so I talked to Bateman, or I didn't talk, we exchanged email last week. And there's maybe a minor adjustment we have to make to our application.
Did you only apply for 4 lengths of hose and pizza?
I don't know that I would trust my memory on this particular subject that closely, but I know it was a limited one, it was a low dollar figure
Okay.
application.
the full thing.
No, you can't. We already received that money.
Yeah, so we have to adjust it to take.
Because if that's what was, the reason I'm asking is I did see that, what Natalie discussed. I did see that.
Yeah,
And that's an absolute, that's exactly penny for penny what we've already received from
right,
DNR.
no, we're just bringing it down to the.
Just because the 4 hoses and the pizza were not covered by DNR, that's the only thing
Yeah,
that the fire department was out.
right, no, we're reducing, we're reducing it to that.
Okay. Okay, number 20, E6, oh boy. Is this have anything to do with Sage?
No,
Why did Sage disappear from the CAO report? I thought it was a
What
priority.
number are we on?
20.
20.
Oh, sorry.
it's, so a couple things is, when you're looking at revising or updating your financial, system, and system, not just meaning software, meaning your chart of accounts, how you're getting your, the first thing you do is fix the data, because if you don't fix the data, you're gonna haul all your bad data over to a new system, which is wasteful and inefficient, and just takes all your troubles and all your junk over with you, right? So that's what we're doing now. And the other thing is that we don't necessarily, while I might think that Sage is probably the path of least resistance and the most logical thing to do, if you get it to a point where you have both your accounting practices, your chart of accounts and other things lined up and where you want them, then you can make an assessment about whether you jump to another application or you stay in Sage. If, for example, just to give you, if you were going to park and not bring forward and leave in your old system, your current data, and you were gonna start with a clean slate from a certain point in time forward, there's no real reason, there's not a strong reason, at least, other than your familiarity with that particular software package, to say with that software package. So it might be QuickBooks, it might be some other application. I can now, I'm forgetting one we're using, Hartman Town Suite. But anyhow, that's the thing. So Sage is not, you don't want to prejudge its, what software package, but before you get to that decision, you should look at doing.
So is E6 gonna make a determination of what they think we need?
No, I mean, look, they might work that in. That's gonna be a minor element of their report. Theirs is more about our accounting practices and our chart of accounts and our banking setup and so forth. It's the structure of what we do financially, where our financial management is.
Could that possibly lead to us changing banks?
I don't want to say anything out loud, but I mean, everything is, you look at everything you do.
Everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
So it's somewhere between So we're gonna pay them $7,500 to do this.
2 installments, yeah.
So I have a couple of things. So, at our last meeting, it was only supposed to be about $3,500.
37 here.
And, it's doubled, pretty much doubled. And we don't have a motion of approval from council for that,
For the 75.
for, any of it. for
No,
East.
that we do have East fixed.
We don't have a motion for approval.
I will go back and check, I thought almost certainly we separately, we had.
And there was no amount there. Well, there's no approval, so there's no. So, and, I have an issue with it being $7,500 because I remember, Mike, you saying, well, if it's only like $3,500, then we'll do it, right? But it's like double. So just to know,
That's a lot.
like, and I don't know that we have like a scope of what they're doing. For that amount of money. I did, remember, I did contact the other municipalities on that. And, they're very expensive. I sent out an email to everybody. Beausoleil said they're very expensive, but they did like them.
They use them?
They do use them, but yeah, they're a little bit richer municipality than we are.
Yeah.
With Chandore, they didn't have enough staff, so it took them like a year to complete it. And then they had to, let me see,
A year?
they couldn't have any financial statements done, and, they couldn't put their money into reserves. And they could not apply for a debenture for a fire truck because their, assets were, their finances were tied up with that company. And, on top of and they did say $3,600 for the diagnostic, which is why I don't know it's 75 now. And the software, will cost them $20,000 plus a monthly fee. Chandore was originally told the fee after that would be $1,200 per month, and then it changed to $2,400 per month, and the mayor was challenging it. Yeah, their contract does not include their utility. Without, that would be an added expense, and they have been offered the service of the controller for finances, but that was, again, cost more. I did, and to Karen's point about Sage, I did speak to the commission, and they're paying like $6,000 for the same Sage that we have, Sage 50, and they use it just fine. There's no problem.
We need an update.
Pardon?
We need an update, trust me.
I'm not sure that they'd have any more finances.
But
like
we've
they use
already
it with their bank.
approved getting new software for accounting. We
Yeah,
approved that
I know,
the last
from day
3
one.
years.
3 years ago, we approved it. So that's not the issue, and
And with E6, I'm not sure I have a problem, other than I'd like to know, it's kind of broad. 6 to 8 weeks, provide us with a final report on the status of our financial system and management. And I assume they're gonna suggest ways forward, but can we limit them and the fee, because I don't wanna
the
take a year.
diagnostic, even Chandore said it was $3,600. So why it jumped to 75? I
It's
don't
called
know.
inflation and travel
No.
expenses.
It's not that far from Jean Doré to Rexton
Inflation
Rivers.
shouldn't be double.
It's not inflation. I would submit we could discuss that in close. There's a lot there that's out in the,
Okay,
on the record that should be explained.
Okay.
cool.
Just 1 second, Elaine has to leave at 7.
Oh,
And I,
Is there anything we haven't covered so far that, or anything left that you would like explained or that's not been explained so far, Elaine?
Well, there's just a couple and it's in the recreation report, more comment, I guess, than anything. One was the March break camp.
Yes.
Is there an agreement with that, group, Creating Wonders, about the facility? I'm assuming there would be, because I know, I'm just wondering about, cleanup afterwards, the floor in particular.
I remember that.
Okay, so it's okay. So that's one thing. And the other is the Rexton Ball Field. There's a note in her, there in her report saying she's meeting with an individual, name the individual. And I am concerned why one individual has so much to say about that ball field. So
I agree
I'm
with that.
just putting it out there because it's a community. That person does not own that ball field. Did
I
do no
agree with
more
that.
work than anyone else did. So I want that, that shouldn't happen, I'm gonna say.
There's just, correct, there's two right now organizations that use the ball field. One of them is, the lead person is, well, that use it regularly, that have leagues, that have teams that play there regularly. We meet and discuss things with both of them. So that is sort of normal order.
No, there was a problem last year, I know, because that person had to have a certain time and it didn't allow then for the Kent Sud ball, which our kids play on that team, and they couldn't play in that field because this person took his time.
And
So anyway, it's a concern. So it's not one person that runs that ball field.
Yeah, you're right.
Elaine, I didn't read this, so you'll have to explain and talk to me later about this, because I know nothing.
It's in the.
Right, no,
recreation
and I'm not, it just shouldn't
package.
happen, that's all.
Okay,
I'll look at it, but I don't
So,
know.
and anyway, there was a few other questions, but anyway, thanks, and have a good rest of the meeting, but I'm gonna go there. See you
all
later.
right.
I have two questions.
Thanks, Elaine.
Thank
Good
you.
evening.
Thank
See
you,
you later.
Elaine. Okay, can we go back to the CAO there? I only got a couple more things.
Good.
All right. Number 22, about the traffic study, I know the mayor has spoken about talking to the minister. And I know doing a traffic study, we called our MLA on our road one time, and that day, they had the wires on the road, counting traffic. And they came back 10 days later and picked them up, walked away. So it's not a big deal to get a traffic study done.
Well, I think, at the intersection, it would be a lot more substantial than counting cars, would it not?
Yeah,
Transports pulling out,
Yeah.
the time
Probably,
delays, the back.
Yeah, but does anybody,
it's not like they're saying it's our responsibility to pay for the traffic study.
has anybody looked into how much it would cost to conduct a traffic study?
It'll be a lot, you watch.
Because the next thing that's gonna be asked for is School Street,
Yeah, that's right.
School and Centennial. So I'd kind of like to know what, the cost is to conduct a traffic study and maybe put this to bid.
We'd have to put out an RFP, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Study for
There
traffic.
must be companies that do
No,
that.
because it's an engineering task and you can pick the engineer you want to work with. It's just like legal technical accountants, it's considered professional, it's an
Yeah,
exempt,
it is.
specifically exempted under the,
There'd be companies you could call and get a quote.
yeah, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You can do all the studies you want, they still will make the final decision. And I've been here over 20 years, as you know, and they always say no.
But if
Money,
we,
no.
but if we conduct a traffic study
Mhm.
properly, then they're gonna have to answer to that traffic study. That's never been done before.
Okay.
So
We wanna see it.
24 is about that bridge over the Rishabukta River. And I believe the first time this came up, it was suggested that the resident contact DTI. Because DTI had all the information. But I don't know if that ever happened because it continues to be in the report. But my concern is, there's never been a mention of the bridge replacement in Ford's Mills. And that's a financial issue for the municipality, because we're gonna have to pay 10 grand to put up a structure on the other side of the river to house a fire truck. Because the
Yeah,
province
okay.
will not prepare the Beersville back road to use as a detour. And we can't afford a 30-minute delay going to a fire. So this is a financial issue, but I'm concerned because it's never been brought up in this report. And it's not just for the fire departments, I mean,
Community.
I go that way to come to Rexton, I can't.
I
Mike,
go
don't you
that
go
way.
that way?
Yes.
You go to work. right?
Yes.
I mean, it buses, ambulance, RCMP,
Yeah, the ambulance is the big
And it
one.
needs to be fixed.
and DTI will contact none of the above when they're shutting it down. Just so you know. You find out when you go to cross and you can't get there.
Mayor, you said that you've already talked to, Benoit. So, we've got to talk to some more people and they've got to do something. You want to get elected again, then help us.
Public safety
I
issue.
have two questions.
Only one. It's quick.
Okay,
The Greenwood Lodge,
well, there's my question.
sorry, did we not mention before we were gonna put a deadline?
Yes,
Send a deadline?
the last one, 33. See, no further updates, and you sent them a
Actually,
letter.
their AGM is tonight. So
Really?
Wow.
it is, so I'm sure we'll find.
That is the update of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have
Cool.
information.
Done.
Okay. And
Yeah.
one question I have left since she left me one is number 16. The response to Trans-Aqua proposal. As of February 5th, we have not sent a response letter to Trans-Aqua.
Still in the works.
How long does it take to write a letter?
It's in my lap.
In your lap?
Yeah.
Or
Remember she read it
yours
here?
and yours, and now it's back in yours?
Yeah. Remember she
So
read
we
it?
get to, well, will it get done before the next election?
Yes.
I don't mind helping too.
This is
Yeah,
before then?
I wanted to go to the website and find out more information about what other municipalities do with medical waste and drugs and stuff like that. And I looked at Quebec and
Check environment. Miramichi,
yeah.
they took all the things,
Oh, yeah, but that, yeah,
it's human waste, and it's environment in Miramichi.
yeah. Okay. I'm just going to see if there was anything.
Yeah, we much out for
that
that.
I,
That was a tough, so this page turned over at night and.
animal plan, just wondering if we can have a date, administrative. Provincial advisors to update our EMO plan.
It wouldn't last.
Which number?
17, just wondering when the ballpark, when we can have a plan done.
Are we in CO's report?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Was
17.
17?
EMO plan.
I think that's for the new person. She's gonna take that over, isn't she?
Yeah,
I think. Rob, you were working on it.
Well, we had staff, I wasn't personally working on it, but, at this point, I mean, if I offered a date, I'd just be offering a date. The challenge is, you know, with the total work we have, it's hard to estimate exactly on how it gets done, because we don't have so many necessarily.
wasn't that Emily's job?
No.
No, it wasn't?
No, we really don't. I mean, and it might be instructive to know anyway, without going along with that. An email plan is really, if you look at them, typically they have a long list of disasters. Each one is templated and you have a response to each and you have a lot of contact information you have to accumulate and put in there. And then you usually have a subset of actions you take in response that vary slightly or maybe not much from one to another. It's a big document and it requires you to reach out to a lot of people, in addition to which a good one should say something about your warming center, cooling center, things that have never been, I don't think, extensively considered or covered in any document in this.
There's no warming or anything north of Reston.
Yeah, and there isn't one in many other municipalities, so it's a non-trivial thing to sort of take that all on and figure out we're doing so, like saying, you'll have a draft or something by a certain date is a tough one to do until you have somebody who has it as part of their specific responsibility. Alongside the other things we do.
Madam Mayor, you and I was right when we first started. He was the fire chief in
Rogersville,
Rogersville.
yeah.
Him, He was the EMO guy.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not there anymore because he went to, I forget where.
I know who you mean.
Yeah,
Roger Petrie.
that's exactly who it is.
Good guy.
He said, and I've taken both ICSs, so 1 and 2. And he said the one phone number you need in an emergency is the EMO. You need buses, call EMO. Because then it doesn't cost us, it costs them.
That's right.
If we call and get them, it costs the municipality. So the one number you need, if you need communications, call EMO.
I remember
If you
that.
need helicopters, call EMO. If you need whatever, but
And we do
call
have
EMO.
people in place.
Yeah.
And we do have templates,
Yes,
but it's really important that we have
Oh,
this done
huge.
too, because.
Especially right now.
and it is,
Forest
it
fires.
always to be updated.
Yes,
Last time taught us anything.
Well,
does
it's a
require
lot
monthly
bigger now.
updates Once you have it in place.
this is a lot bigger community too. Like you, forest
But
fires,
each community's always still with you, because,
because like upriver, you've got the 126, you got the rail line.
Yeah.
And they don't run non-toxic materials. Anyway,
That's that.
I would say that quick. You would like to think, I think a realistic timeframe is probably something more close to 3 months even is tricky, especially with the way the year is playing out and what we have to do. If you're 6, it's probably a more, as unappealing as that may be, that's probably realistically what you're looking at.
I just think it needs to be a priority. because
It is, but it's,
Public
it's,
safety
it is.
needs to be right up there. The MOUs as well, I'm assuming they're not ready yet.
Well, we've got drafts of a couple, but, you've just got, the one we've done with the curling club is the only one that really is officially signed, sealed, delivered.
And number 23, the non-PMHP roads. Administration needs to provide a priority list to DTI regarding secondary roads. Which are our non-PMHP roads?
510, 505.
470,
470,
465, Emerson
all
Road.
those. And we've started that process and put in a couple submissions for it.
Okay,
Hopefully one of them was the Beersville Back Road.
It is actually.
Thank.
One.
I have the Emerson, the Fishing Club Road, the Beersville Back Road, and Indian Island Road.
Oh, that
We
was
actually
bad.
had, Anita was one.
They're all bad. Emerson
Yeah.
Road.
What
Fishing
about the
Club.
other end of Kales
Uh,
Mills? Isn't that Emerson?
It branches onto Emerson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cause like that. The Beersville Back Road is the one that really ticks a lot of people off because they spent millions building this huge bridge at the bottom of Peachtree Road. Beach Road, that's able to handle trucks, but they can't go anywhere. Because the Beersville Back Road isn't fit to travel on. So you got this beautiful bridge, concrete, that means nothing.
25, just an update on, the JDI forestry plan. The minister has come out to say that they will not be, allowing any cutting on natural protected areas. Yeah, which is a really good news. We need more protected areas, not going east to cut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't think JDI should be in the business
You're-
of suggesting what should be
No,
protected.
No,
no, right.
really, what's the point of protecting something if you're gonna turn around and shut it off?
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna pick what they want, right?
Yeah.
Cherry pick.
Yeah, big time.
Also, and 29, insurance. I see I just wrote, I signed a check for insurance. Offering from Canoe, are we any further on that
we,
compared to our current insurance?
yeah, so we renewed our insurance, and that's another thing that, this year, Blue Cross would be another thing. There's other ones that we should have been for review available alternatives for insurance, and seeing if we would migrate from where we are now to one of those, but we haven't conducted any review of them side by side.
Would that include medical insurance as well?
We see medical, like
Or
health and
for
dental.
staff?
Yeah, no, it'd be the staff, that's for sure, yes.
Mhm. Okay, but that's still in the works with Canoe for comparison.
Yes, with comparison with, like, you'd probably be looking at 2 or 3 alternatives that other municipalities use and how they line up with our costs and our benefits and so forth.
Okay, I have, the climate cohort, but we've got that on the agenda, so. Leave that there. Okay, we received a finance report, but that was,
Last year.
for last year. So we haven't received anything for January. We will be at our committee of the whole meeting in 2 weeks. We will be going over finances, so I will have a comparison statement.
That's the 24th.
And, but this, like I said, this one's for
It's for December.
January to December, it says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to put January this year, as you know, like year end is usually takes a lot of analyzing and reconciliation, so. I put in the January to December, so next month I'll have. The January and February.
It is the normal thing at the end of the year. There's always a lot of reconciliation in January.
And there's
Oh, yeah,
about
yes.
3/4 of the years, the transactions weren't mine, so I mean. Not that it just takes me a little bit longer to know what someone else did. I'm doing just about.
Okay, so, maybe we could include this with our, committee of the whole meeting as well, because
Yeah.
nobody really
Yeah.
had a chance to look at it.
Mhm.
So can we kind of like
Bless you.
tabling that till the committee of the whole, or how do you?
Yeah, they still look at it. You know.
Okay. So the recreation report is in your package, and, for concerns there.
What did you say?
The football field. Recreation report. Concerns Elaine.
Yes, but she was talking about 2 people.
Same person, for instance, it's written twice.
Was there 2 different groups that are back-to-back in events or something? What is it?
All I know is he conducts the leagues. As far as I
The
knew,
adult leagues.
the adult leagues have. But I am concerned if they're pushing out minor ball,
Yeah, that can't happen.
very concerned.
I can imagine that minor ball can't or book space the same as the current individual, because that's usually how it works.
But if the current individual is doing the scheduling,
That's not, just to be clear on the record, I can see. Marley Court is a schedule of
Yeah.
both groups,
Yeah.
so there should be no allegation that one person is dictating to the municipality when they will play and overriding the other.
the only
They
reason,
are balanced and why, that's, and
The only-
and
I'm not
I may
saying-
add, the town has not received, to my knowledge, any complaint from any user group has come into us or me.
and I in no way, shape or form have anything, but Marley wasn't here last spring. When this
Right,
apparently took place, it has nothing to do with Marley. I have,
it was the year before.
or whenever it was, and I'm just repeating what I was told, and
She probably already fixed everything.
I assume, yes, but I'm just repeating what was previous.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Without a full-time
because
person in
Charlie
place.
Sun, when you speak like somewhat abstractly or generally, like, to my knowledge, there was no issue with scheduling in 2026. 2025, sorry. So I cannot speak to 2025.
No, I think it's this, sentence that she.
I think because there have been previous issues, the fact of one of the 2 parties being named can give the appearance of a
Yes.
bias. That's that is essentially what I understood the lands right now.
Mhm.
and it's fair to bring up.
Yeah. And I agree that maybe the person should not have been named at all. Cause it's, yeah, absolutely.
So anything else on the recreation report? Scrolling through, I noticed we missed the communications and community development report. It was under the CAOs. Was there any questions on that?
Simply a quick one, the Frosty Fett date was incorrect, but I know it's just a typo.
The next report is
Gosh, it's,
Public Works.
Yeah.
that's scary.
Karen has her hand up.
Imagine. 2 generators. And the pump that broke down at the curling rink plant, please tell me that is not the same pump we just paid 18,000 for last year.
It's, so,
The bride pump.
no, just a second, like, there's a motor.
Yep.
And there's a refrigerant.
Yep.
So the refrigerant, we're gonna have to replace, because the fluid that's in there. What our current plan to do with the motor is that we're going to, we can get through the season, we believe, without any great risk
Okay.
with the current motor. Now, when we shut down the plant, we're gonna rebuild it. There may still be a decision about getting a second motor as backup, but it's not a for sure thing that we would,
So it's the motor, not the pump.
motor.
Perfect.
So that would have come to council for.
Yeah.
So that's not,
So it'd be about 15, so yes, it would come back to council.
so that's, is that gonna cost us 12,000?
We don't know.
Well, that's it, that we don't know.
So the thing with the outdoor skating rink hut, where somebody turned off the heat,
Yeah,
froze the pipes, can we install something so that can happen?
Yeah, we.
You know, one of those plastic things that.
Yeah, we've done that, yeah.
Or electrify it.
We did think that we kind of aspired to think proactively about that and a number of other security gaps we had. But yeah, we've done that.
What's the next repair needed at the lines?
To my knowledge, there's no significant, we fixed the roof, we fixed the well, we've done the electrical, we've done some of the plumbing, so.
Because he says, had a meeting to discuss next repair needed at the Rexton Lions Club.
The next, one of the things that there are two kind of things that were laid over from last year. When we say the next, it's not a new thing. The roof is a known problem, that there's part of the roof that needs to be redone. Shingles are old, and there is a smaller issue with siding on there that probably needs some sort of repair. So those are the next things that we're gonna have to. Siding less definite, but the roof is much more definite. It's something we'll have to get done.
but what is this, you done? Generator at the Rexton Fire Hall, walk heater replaced.
It's just a
Minor.
basic repair.
How much was it?
Yeah,
No,
there's no
matters.
I don't know. Very honest. It was not a significant.
Right?
With the few repairs, is the track was running now?
Yes,
What was the cost?
just under all in, because it's a little tricky one to calculate because there was like a series of things.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did. All in is just under 15, so around 14, 15. So yeah, it added up. It had scope creep, if you would, because we fixed one, fixed another.
Let me fix something else,
Yeah, it was, it had too much.
but it's not gonna be a backup,
What's that?
it'll be a backup.
Actually, yes, I mean, when the quota gets here, which is supposed to be this week, but we actually, I'll use it, it allows us to use both at the same time, if there's a big snow event. so
Okay.
That's good.
And the thing is, cross-run.
It is.
So I'm confused about the generator at the Rexton Lions Club where it says full lift pump
Yeah.
failed. waiting for parts. So was it the lift pump generator or the Lions Club generator?
There is no, generator at the rec center, so it's a Lions Club.
So Lions Club. And
Lions
it's-
Club.
that's-
Lions
that's a new-
Lions Club.
Yeah, but that's a new generator, that's,
Full of pump failure.
But it says this pump failed. So I'm thinking that sounds like lift station, not
Generator.
not at the, a generator at the lift station, not at the Rexton Lions Club.
what
But
is that?
which is it? It does, that, the full lift pump failed waiting for parts. And it says generator at the Rexton Lions Club.
Yeah,
So is it the generator at the Lions Club or the generator at the lift station?
I know he was getting the generator maintenance.
Which
We'll just follow
The
up on
lights
it.
off.
you guys don't
We'll
know?
report back an email. I'm sorry that I don't have the particular, but I believe it was a Lions Club, but we'll clarify.
But that's the generator they have is a big one that we paid for, and that's for like if we had.
Yes, it's for
Natural
the
disaster.
sewer system.
Yeah, and it used to, it's
For
for
warming
use for a
center.
warming center.
Mhm.
I can't see that ever being used too much, so why would it?
Not using stuff fails more than using it, but mostly.
But those big ones are slated
But
to
wouldn't it be
start
under some kind of warranty?
and run.
Can't be that old.
Didn't start up when it.
Well, if there's, you know,
We had that problem too.
They don't make things like they used to.
No.
All right,
Thank you.
moving on to number 11, it is consent agenda. A has been removed. B is support Black History Month in February. C, support Suicide Prevention Day in County, February 6, 2026. Support Random Act of Kindness Day, February 17th. Support Pink Shirt Day, February 25th. Support National Nutrition Month in March. Support National Impaired Driving Prevention Week, MAD, March 16th to 20th. Support International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, March 21. And support International Purple Day for Epilepsy, March 26. Motion 021026.03. Be it resolved that council approves the consent agenda as presented, moved by
So moved.
Second.
Aaron and Mike. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against nay. Motion carried. Now we're moving on to the bylaw. Number 12, business arising from prior meetings. Proposed bylaw A0103, proceedings of council. A minor amendment was made to bylaw A0201 to further clarify the definition of consent agenda. Proposed motion 021026.04. Be it resolved that council approves the first reading of the proposed bylaw A0103, proceedings of council.
So moved.
And a seconder.
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying, well, should we read the amendment first?
No.
And the first motion or the second motion? The definition of consent agenda.
you could,
On the first motion,
yeah, you could.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the definition. I'll have it right here.
Okay.
Ladies.
On page 3.
Consent agenda means routine items considered by council, including but not limited to proclamations of support for special events, groups, and causes, minor and non-substantive corrections to previously approved documents, routine and budgeted contract renewals, ratification of expenditures that contravene procurement policy or budgetary limits, ratification of small donations made by the administration, acknowledgement of reports from advisory committees and external organizations, and ratifications of grant awards. I have identified a few things that I thought could be an issue with that definition. Where it says, routine and budgeted contract renewals. My comment was, we usually have discussion about any budget contracts. Anything that comes up, yeah. Ratification of expenditures by the administration that contravene procurement policy or budgetary limits. That, the same thing. If it's over the budgetary limits, then we should be talking about it in council anyways,
There-
explanations. See, acknowledgement of reports from advisory committees and external organizations. Those are usually under committees of council. Under committee of council reports. Minutes.
Which ones, sorry?
The minutes. Advisory committees and external organizations would be under reports, council.
Cause
Right?
that's where.
They generally refer to, advisory committees. I think they did not mean any, council, committees there, committees of council, so. it
So
would
it'd be like the
third party.
curling
It'd
club.
be like, committees that were not meetings.
Do you have an
for committee of
example?
Council. The ones that the environment, the one we talked about this evening,
Oh, the cohort.
the
yeah.
cohort,
But
something.
that's a committee of council,
No, it's not, it's a committee with council participation, it's
Right.
not a committee of council.
right?
It's, so you can have members of council participate in committees, but they're not committees of council, that's not a committee of council.
Head North would be another one.
Can, yeah,
Okay,
so it's those sorts of,
okay, so that one is okay. Ratification of grant awards. So normally we do that in a closed session and then we come out of the closed session and.
yes, we discussed that and
Yeah. And if we wait till the next month. to make-
I thought we had struck
We're gonna
that.
forget it.
I thought we had adjusted that and it looks like in this version, it is not, but, that one, yes, it was
I had presented another definition that, I don't know. I'll move it to council. Consent agenda means routine items considered by council, including but not, no, that's not it. Consent agendas are used to facilitate approval of a number of non-controversial, routine, or technical matters with a single motion based on the belief that the materials sent to council in advance of the meeting adequately explains what is required for each item and no discussion is required. Council always has the right to request that the items be removed from the consent agenda if they have concerns about approving a particular item without discussion.
I like that one.
The challenge there is the second part of that would be more like a line item explains, like any other item. It wouldn't be strictly part of the definition. It would be a procedure point came later. And it does anyhow, and
It's just that it explains the right to,
Yeah,
Yeah.
what it is and how it works.
yeah.
yeah,
And then you have the right to pull or whatever,
you could,
without getting into specifics of grants and.
Yeah. And if we're too specific, it puts us into a rabbit hole and,
Province is good at that.
yeah. And I mean, there's always things other than listed that we could put it in, that we don't know yet what they are.
So I'll try and be brief, but just to go over the contents or proclamations for, I don't think they're controversial. That's what we did this evening. We're going to number those things. Non-substantive corrections to previously approved documents would be like typos.
Yep.
Fixing those.
Yep.
Routine and budgeted contract
That be
renewals.
here, typos, like in a consent agenda, because we normally have to talk about a typo. We have to point it out and,
Well, I read a document earlier that was previously passed by Braxton Council and it's spelled weather, which was meant to be spelled WHETHER, it's WEATHR. And that wasn't a thing. I don't think you need to discuss that again, whether you need to correct it.
Yeah, what you're saying is, it's a typo that you guys found.
Yes.
Yeah, that like, yeah.
That-
To be advised that you fixed a typo.
And that was passed, so we're advising that it's like, so it's not making, it says non-substantive because it's just a correction of something that's obvious. If there's a bad date or there's a date missing in a footer or whatever.
Yeah.
These are not things that I don't think that need any discussion of council. The ratification of expenditures that contravene procurement policy or budgetary limits. So ordinarily, yes, you would bring things back if you knew them, but there are any number of spends which sometimes are immediate and fall between council meetings, and there is no way to delay or incur those costs, and you end up spending them. So you report them after the fact and ratify them. So it would be that case. It wouldn't be a case where you wantonly went and overspent, or it's not giving a license to do that. And the ultimate remedy for that is dismiss people who do. But
That can't be in a consent agenda because it would have to come out as a motion approving that over
no,
expenditure.
it would, that is what a ratification is. It's a motion after the fact to approve it. That's what a ratification is. And that's why the first item in that list was there this evening. Because I think it was approved 160 and at 166 due to repair and maintenance and like warranty clauses and things that drove it over, that it was minorly and it didn't go over the 10 for CS. So that's what it does, is it puts on record and just, it's like full disclosure about if there's any kind of exceptions. But there are certain spends that you can't, that you are required to make, that you can't make in between, that you can't, because you can't wait. The small donations is just that by the administration, like $200.50. We can, that I think is arguably minor, and you could decide not to make that. But again, it's just the interest of full disclosure. And the advisory committees, it would be helpful, true, that you're expressly excluding anything that's a proper, if you will, council committee. So it is those secondary, like the age-friendly is not a committee of council. But it is a committee that councilors may participate on, or staff members. So it's the reports from them that you're submitting, that you're approving, that you're going through. There's always a decision, like some things might qualify as for one of those things that you may end up putting in the regular agenda. You can still do that. And you still have a decision, as we did earlier, to say that we have a question, we're gonna put that in the regular. But those are, I just say the very last point is fair enough. That I did think genuinely we were going to do grant awards, because we did talk about, when I say we, the mayor and I talked about that. And yes, you do want a motion though. I think it does make sense that you emotion those after you're coming out closed, as we do now. So that would
So we
be,
don't-
out of that list, that is a long way to say. The one thing I would think to change there would be the very last one and striking it. I think the others are fine.
So if I were to submit a report from a UMMB board meeting I went to, that would go in there.
You could ratify, if you wanted council to acknowledge and accept that report on the record, you do that. You could also just simply admit that as correspondence. It's a bit of a, not a fine line, but a gray line as to which one you would use, but it's not correspond. Those things it's not correspondence coming into, as it were, the town, like somebody sending you something. It's something you're kind of actively participating in through council, through your normal function, in which case I think it makes more sense in that case as a consent agenda item than it does as correspondence. But not that it's hair splitting, but I think either way is okay. It's not like, that's, you would just prefer to do one, but but you don't motion the key difference is, do you want it to be motioned and formally accepted by council or accept by court?
It depends on what.
Whereas with correspondence, there is no more motion at the end of correspondence, which gets you to formally accept it. That's the difference. So that's the thing that trying to lead you to put it in.
Probably depend on what's in it.
Well, if we don't have to take any action, if it's just
It goes
information,
consent.
we just read it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just for information
Yeah.
And
purposes.
we read it before, we don't.
If we don't submit the Kent Imperial Center, Kent North Center minutes to here. Well, Karen and I are both on that, and I think Marley is attending as well. But that's another subject, whether or not we would do that. So, okay, so to move forward with this, it'll have to be,
We're just changing the definition. It's the only change, correct? To this policy.
no,
Bylaw.
the repeal has to be,
Yeah.
the number of the repeal has to be
Yeah.
changed. Yeah. Repeal 0102 to,
It'll finally, because it says a minor amendment, because Elaine's concern was you can't go to. You can't use it in this because it hasn't been passed yet, but it has
it has.
passed in the last one.
Yeah.
But we're going back to change it again because of the definition.
It says this bylaw, A101, was repealed by bylaw 2301 enacted by Five Rivers in 2023, but we already just amended this. So the repeal.
No,
is-
that's incorrect. Yes, you're right. I'm saying
Yeah.
that's correct. That is not correct. What's there in 259?
Yeah,
That's a mistake.
okay. All right, so, all those in favor of the, proceedings of council with the amendment signify by saying aye. Those against nay. Motion carried. Proposed motion 021026.05. Be it resolved, the council approves the second reading of proposed bylaw AO 103, proceedings of council.
So moved.
And seconder? Yeah. Katie, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Those against nay. Motion. B, so the climate change cohort training through UMNB and FCM. I received an email from Dan, and he said that you didn't attend, and the communications lady didn't attend either. So he was just wondering if we want to carry forward with this? Yes,
I just couldn't go.
okay, very good. And so we can have somebody on staff fill the other position?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. He was having a communication with them the end of this week with FCM, so I told him I'd have a meeting tonight and I get back. Good. And, C. A couple of the tractor. So we had, approved, $160,000 for the purchase of it. And I think that's what Karen wanted to speak to.
Actually, it is that, but I do understand exactly what Rob had said with the addition of warranty and so on and so forth, it would go over. Here's my question. Did we full out pay for it? Bang, here's a check.
No, we're going through a lease arrangement.
Good. That was my next question.
Yeah,
Because if you have a 5-year warranty, why waste your money? Use theirs at 0 to very little % for at least 5 years on
That's
lease,
what we did.
right? Don't tie up your money and then whatever. So that was my only question on that, was to ensure, because we've bought enough tractors and I'm sure Mike's bought one or two.
Yeah.
It just would make more sense, use their money
That's what we did.
instead of ours. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Good point, Karen. Good job, CAO. Okay, 13, new business, proposed policy 0301, council expenses. Policy P0301 establishes the rules and procedures for council expenses, including mileage reimbursement and hotel accommodations in accordance with provincial guidelines. Proposed motion 021026.06. Be it resolved that council approves the first and final reading to enact proposed policy P0301, council expenses.
So moved.
Billy? Seconder?
Yeah.
Katie? Questions and comments on council expenses?
Should we, I know it's all in there, but would it be easy to just say the difference in this and why it's being changed is the mileage rate? Due to, is the biggest thing gone up?
It's meals too.
Meals. have
Meals
come
went
down.
up, yeah, meals are low, we're following the province, so meals
Yeah,
are
we're
low.
following provincial
Yeah.
standards
Yeah.
as most do, so the
Yes.
mileage has gone up a little bit, the
Yeah.
meals have gone down a little bit.
The
And
meals have gone down.
we had a
Yeah.
conversation about telecommunications, the stipend.
That's
I
another
take
thing.
breakfast come for $20.
That's okay. Your mileage goes up, so you can pay for it on that.
Yeah.
The stipend goes up to $100 for telecommunication costs, and there was a reason for that.
Phone and internet.
Phone and internet, there you go, so it went up $25 more.
Because you do need to use your internet, to use your computer, your
On
phone.
your phone,
So you can choose if you want to put it all on your phone
Stella, if you don't.
or all on whichever,
Wi-Fi.
because there will be no more. This is Billy's first whiff of this. There'll be no more cell phones.
You can have one.
Yeah. So going forward, you won't have a cell phone, but your whatever number you want will be on your business card. But you
Good
can
year.
use that $100 to put towards your home or your salon number or
Or your
whatever.
internet, yeah. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Yeah.
Those against nay, motion carried. Proposed bylaw B 601 solid waste collection and disposal services. Bylaw B 601 has been developed to specify the regulations that pertain to waste collection and disposal within Five Rivers. Proposed motion 021026.07. Be it resolved, the council approves the first reading of the proposed bylaw B 0501 solid waste collection and disposal services.
So moved.
Karen. Seconder. Katie. Questions or comments on solid waste? This was drafted by the Kent Regional Service Commission, and we basically just accepted it as it is. Later on, when we have more time after the election, changes can be made if that council wants to make changes. All those in favor, did we say this?
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor, no, the waste collection, I didn't.
Okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against nay, motion carried. Okay. We've come to C. It is 7:36, and this is the capital renewal plan. We still have to go into a closed session. Yes, Karen?
I would like this to move to our committee of the whole meeting. Should I have said that earlier? Or I'm just making,
Well,
because I
think
think,
it's going to be,
Yeah.
I think this is gonna
it's
be,
huge.
it's massive. I know it's time sensitive,
I'll second that.
but 2 weeks is, because this is big.
They can wait. We only received the information, in December?
Yeah, I just got the information to forward.
November, December,
There's still, communities don't know about this, just so you know.
yeah. Okay, so Karen, you're making that?
Yes, I'd like to move that this entire thing get moved to committee of the whole meeting,
Okay,
so it can be discussed properly.
all those in favor signify by saying aye. Against nay. Carried.
So this is moved to a committee of the whole.
Yes, moved to
On the
February 2024.
24, okay. Great, so, we're gonna go into a closed session, motion 021026.09 to accept, exit, open session and go into a closed session.
So.
Okay, Karen and Bill. Okay, one second.